Hi everyone, my name is Kylie James from Koru Nutrition. Sorry, I'm just having some technical difficulties over here. I think Zoom keeps changing their updates on Zoom, so I was getting a little bit confused. So bear with me. So today I'm talking about the 5 health benefits of doing the ketogenic diet. There is actually a lot of benefits from doing the ketogenic diet, so I'm going to talk about the top 5 today. And the reason why I'm talking about the ketogenic diet is because it's becoming a lot popular, especially in the last couple of years, because of the significant weight loss that people are losing from doing the diet. But what's interesting is the diet has actually been around back in the 1920s. It was actually created by Dr. Russell Wilder for the treatment of epilepsy. However, over the course of time, with the development of anti-epileptic drugs, people have sort of tended to go away from the ketogenic diet and focus on the drugs. But like I said, more recently, it's been having a resurgence because of those great weight loss properties. But what is the ketogenic diet? So the ketogenic diet consists of consuming 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbs. So it's very much away from your typical Western standard American diet, which is a lot of carbs, a bit of protein and fat. So what happens when you consume a ketogenic diet? Your body switches from burning carbohydrates or glucose to in turn burning ketones for energy instead. So it starts burning fat instead of glucose. And why is that good? What are the benefits of that from being in a state of ketosis? Well, first of all, weight loss, but also there's a lot of cognitive improvements that people experience too, such as mental clarity, alertness, and cognitive functioning, increased energy, both physically and mentally, balancing of hormones. So hormones are made of fat. So when we get the right kinds of fat into our diet, they can really help balance out estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. And testosterone is really important because that helps to build muscle mass, lean muscle mass. So it also shows to improve depression and anxiety. So I know when I've been on the ketogenic diet, I've had days where I've felt very euphoric. But it also, when you're in a state of ketosis, it actually helps to create a neurotransmitter called GABA, which helps to calm the nervous system down. So it helps to address issues such as anxiety and stress, etc. Obviously, it reduces seizures, but it actually can help reduce certain cancers, which I'll talk about shortly. Surprisingly, eating a high-fat diet can actually help lower cholesterol, raise that good HDL, and reduce that bad LDL. So a lot of people think that, oh, consuming more fat, my cholesterol is going to go through the roof. It's actually sugar that really raises your cholesterol levels. So eating good fats is a great way to help balance out your cholesterol levels. So it also helps to reduce blood sugars and balance out your insulin levels. And it's also neuroprotective. So there's a lot of research to show that it can help with Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, and there's also growing research about the ketogenic diet with traumatic brain injury. Unfortunately, a lot of the studies are more with rodents, but those research was actually quite promising. So let's have a look at the top 5 that I'm going to talk about today. So obviously the big one is weight loss, which I think is pretty pertinent right now because everyone's talking about the quarantine 15. So one study found that people on the keto diet lost 2.2 times more weight than those on a calorie restricted low-fat diet. Another study also found that people on the keto diet lost 3 times more weight than those on the diet recommended by Diabetes UK. So the reason for it being successful for weight loss is that fat helps us to feel full and to help feel satiated. So when you try doing like low carb diets, you often find you're miserable, you're grumpy, you're hungry. The thing with consuming a high-fat diet is you get that sense of satiety. It fills you up and it balances your blood sugars out, so you don't have those surges of insulin, and therefore you don't have those cravings. Because you're consuming fat, it will fill you up, so you'll have your appetite will reduce, and by doing that, you'll start consuming less calories. And one of my other talks I did about weight loss strategies, I talked about intermittent fasting being a really good tool to help losing weight. And some people might be nervous, oh, I can't go without my breakfast. But definitely following a ketogenic diet makes it a lot easier to follow intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting can actually kick you into ketosis a lot quicker. And obviously, if you're burning fat, then as your primary fuel source, then you're actually going to start tapping into your own fat supplies. So you're actually going to help start burning your own fat on your own body. So the other health benefit, it can help to prevent and address diabetes. So one study actually found that the ketogenic diet improved insulin sensitivity by 75%. Another study in people with type 2 diabetes found that 7 out of the 21 participants were able to stop using all diabetes medications altogether. Now, if you're taking medications and you're type 2 diabetic and you're thinking, okay, I really want to explore this diet as an option, you really need to speak to your family doctor and your healthcare professional, because your medications are going to need to be modified to cater to the changes in your blood sugars as you get into ketosis, as you start burning more fat, and as your blood sugars start becoming more stable. So definitely consult with your health practitioner if you're type 2 diabetes and you want to implement this diet. Another great benefit is it helps to manage neurodegenerative diseases. So our brains love ketones. They're very neuroprotective, and the research shows that it can actually help strengthen and protect our brain and our nerve cells. It's also been shown to slow the progression and help improve symptoms of Parkinson's disease, as well as reduce symptoms of Alzheimer's disease as well. In one animal study, it was shown that the ketogenic diet boosted the clearance of beta amyloid protein in the brain. So beta amyloid protein, they're like this building block that's very sticky. It sticks together and it forms these plaques, and that really interferes with that neural signaling. So research also shows improved cognitive function, improved mood, and one study showed lower levels of anxiety and mood-disturbed behavior, as well as children were shown to be more productive and had better test results with cognitive tests. Now, this study was with children in particular that were having seizures and had to be on the ketogenic diet. I would not be recommending the ketogenic diet for children, and then unless there was a specific health issue. Okay, and number 4, cancer prevention. So I just actually finished my cancer certification course. I had actually recently 2 uncles pass away from cancer. So very conscious of what myself and my family eat to help prevent cancer. And what the research shows is that cancers are very metabolic. They need a lot of energy to help proliferate and reproduce. And so they thrive on sugar. So restricting blood sugar intake might actually help combat certain cancerous tumor growth by creating an unfavorable metabolic environment for the cancer cells. So this actually, and it's actually been shown, it can actually help create metabolic oxidative stress in cancer cells. And this could also help make cells more sensitive to treatments like chemotherapy and radiation. Now, this is in the early stages, and the research shows that the best cancer for the ketogenic diet is for brain cancer. I'm just going to turn off my tower guard that's going in the back. It's making a bit of a noise. There you go. Sorry about that. Okay, number 5, reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease. So definitely by implementing the ketogenic diet, there's improvements in some certain cardiovascular risk factors, such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, and HDL cholesterol levels. So research has shown that total cholesterol, triglycerides, And LDL, those bad cholesterol, often decrease on the ketogenic diet with that good HDL cholesterol increasing. So, so some great benefits with regards to cardiovascular disease. So also blood sugar, which I talked about before, and HbA1c. So this is a blood marker that looks at what your blood sugars have been like over the last 2 to 3 months. So it's a really good measurement to see where you're at in terms of being pre-diabetic, diabetic, etc. But these two markers tend to go down on the ketogenic diet, which is obviously both positive steps at reducing your cardiovascular disease. So that's the end of my presentation, short and sweet. So in 2 weeks' time, on June 24th, I'm actually going to be doing a presentation on how to get started on the ketogenic diet, as well as how to combat certain issues. So although the ketogenic diet has a lot of like health benefits, there's also a dark side to keto, and it's a difficult diet to implement. So I'm going to give you strategies on June 24th on how to implement and be successful with it. So thank you for your time, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time.